So, what do you give your chickens in the winter as treats that are good for them and helps them with the cold? Let me tell you. Let's get to this. Let's do this. So, these first couple things I'm going to be talking about might be a little bit like, duh. Like, obviously, you give this to chickens. But, trust me, I'll explain a little bit of why they're good in the winter. So, our first two are corn and sunflower seeds, okay? That you can give to them year round. It doesn't really matter. But still, in the winter, it is very important because corn, make sure it's whole. Like, do not get cracked corn because they take the little white part out of the middle, and that is how they make corn oil, which then takes out all of the like oil out of the corn. And then you're basically just feeding your chickens like little pieces of nothing. And then with sunflower seeds, they are very high in protein. So you are going to want to make sure your chickens have plenty of like high protein to make them fat in the winter so that they can handle the cold. Which, if you guys don't know, chickens do not need heating in the winter. When it comes to like bantams and stuff, that's an exception, but normal like egg layers should not need any heating in the winter. They should be able to handle their own, and if they don't, that's kind of not something you want to keep around. Next up, we are going to be talking about mealworms, which yet again, we are going to be going into the protein because mealworms, black soldier fly larvae, crickets, all that kind of stuff is not available for them when they can't go outside when it's snowed in, or just in general, because the bugs are not out in the snow. So, in turn, that means you need to give them some form of protein in like bugs or whatever, like that kind of stuff. Sunflower seeds, bugs, all that. When it comes to black soldier fly larvae, which is what I use, I actually have the bag right here. These are amazing for laying hens because they actually have calcium inside of them. So that helps your hens with egg laying and all kinds of other stuff like feather growth, everything. Okay, it helps with everything. So black soldier fly larvae are a little more expensive than mealworms, but honestly, they're going to be way better for your chickens. So I think you should just do black soldier fly larvae over mealworms. Next up, I'm going to be talking about like warm or like hot foods, which it's a little weird because not a lot of people do this, but I cook oatmeal for my chickens. And it's not like the little packs of oatmeal that like are flavored. You don't want to do all the sugar and all that stuff in it. It's not going to like kill your chickens if they have sugar, but still, you don't want to like overload them with too much like fake flavoring and all that stuff. So I just get the big like cylinder container of oats, and you basically just cook that whole thing up and make a big bunch of oatmeal. And you want to let it cool because if you burn your chickens' mouths, they basically will starve themselves because it hurts. You know, you've burnt your mouth before. If a chicken burns its mouth, it doesn't understand as much that it like has to eat, so it will starve itself, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure it's cooled down, but it doesn't have to be like ice cold. It doesn't have to be fridge temperature, nothing like that. You actually want it a little more warm because it'll warm up their insides a little bit and just make them feel good in this awful weather that we're having outside. And then another warm/hot thing is beans, okay? So you can get dried beans basically anywhere. Kroger, Walmart, you know, anywhere local food stores near you. And all you do, get a crock pot, put the beans in, put water in, just let it go. And you just watch the beans. Worst case, if you overcook them and they split and stuff, you're not really eating them, so it doesn't matter. It's really easy to just cook beans for your chickens. Honestly, probably easier than oatmeal. And On top of that, a little secret that I like to use is you can actually mix the oatmeal and the beans together. But you want to cook your beans first, then put the oatmeal in. And then it's kind of killing two birds with one stone, and it makes it way easier. And, you know, you could just mix whatever you want. There's certain seasonings that are great in winter. I personally love mixing everything into the base of oatmeal and beans. And then you can send it out, and it'll be kind of warm. It'll taste good, and they'll just eat it so fast. And last but not least, we have like meats, which is like animal type protein. So what I mean by animal protein is like a can of tuna. If you have multiple coops, give them each like a can of tuna. Or even hot dogs. Hot dogs have plenty of protein. Protein helps with their feathers. It helps with helping them like gain weight and like stay warm. It's very, very good to have extra protein out there in winter. Anyway, guys, I lost a lot of the ending audio because my mic cut out. So I'm just going to do the outro here before I put the chickens up. And yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it got cut a little short, but you know, it happens. But anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and comment down there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.